The Octavia RS is a very popular model. Within 4 generations, it has come a long way, and I'm about to show you just how far it's come with all 4 generations lined up together. The first generation was a legend. It came out in 2000 and had a beautiful wing, a 3-spoke steering wheel, and sporty leather seats. This limited edition, celebrating 100 years of motorsport at Skoda, was especially beautiful. Behind this wheel, you really feel like Tony Gardemeister on the rally stage. I can't wait to drive it. This car for its time, and even now, is a very fast car. The 180 horsepower turbo engine propels this first generation RS to a top speed of over 230 kilometers an hour. Now the power pickup isn't as quick as a modern TSI engine, and the chassis is a bit soft and rolls a bit, but it's still a great ride. 20 years later, and it still looks good. And even better, the value's only gonna go up on the originals, and the estate is even rarer. This is the second generation after its facelift in the distinctly beautiful race yellow color. The fastest Octavia variant you could have back then, it had for the very first time a TDI diesel engine and DSG automatic transmission. 5 years separated it from the first generation, and it was a big shift. The distinctive rear wing remains, but compared to the first generation, the car is 150 kg heavier and looks much more robust at first glance, resembling a GT car. It actually feels like I'm driving a Gran Turismo. The 2-liter engine has 200 horsepower, and it's a heavier car, but actually the acceleration is better than the first generation thanks to a modern 6-speed gearbox. The grip is great. The car is faster, more comfortable, and more mature than the first generation. It has independent suspension in the rear and a much better traction. The third generation of the Octavia RS saw big changes for 2013. And it's not just the number of lights in the front that it received during the remodel. Engine output climbs to 245 bhp, and on the RS 245 version, you get an electronically controlled clamp differential as standard for the first time, which is a big change from a driver's perspective. The RS also looks very handsome with all black bodywork accessories. There's a lot of progress made in the interior here. You can really feel the sporty spirit, and the perforated steering wheel feels great in the hands. The dashboard decor looks fantastic, and the sports seats provide excellent support for everyone. Now, the RS is not only a well-equipped car, but a car that you can take on a Saturday morning drive or to your favorite circuit. The chassis has sharper geometry and plenty of grip on the front axle. The clamp differential is smooth and responds naturally to throttle pedal commands. The chassis is precise, but still quite comfortable over bumps. The car's real-world speed, too, has increased tremendously. Just how far has the 4th generation come, you ask? Well, for me, it's progressed the most in terms of its looks. The muscular front end, the aggressive front bumper features, and the elegantly sloping rear on the liftback version, it's a thing of beauty. The same can be said about the interior, which is dominated by Alcantara and the carbon black trim. The interior is modern, and the motorsport heritage really comes through. Can't wait to push this button. The 4th generation has slimmed down and is even more responsive to steering wheel movements than its predecessor. It's more precise, faster, and a bit more fun. Even though it has the same power and differential as the previous generation, the engine feels more powerful. It drives fantastically. As with the previous generation, you can have the diesel version of the TDI with all-wheel drive with a fabulous ESC Sport stabilization mode that works great in the snow. And for the first time, there's also a hybrid version of the RS IV with the same 245 bhp output.
The range is wider than ever. I mean, look at them all. They're beautiful.